YouTube, it's Maddie, the Emptiness Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you're returning, I'm so glad you came back. And if you're new, I really hope you enjoy the content. And if you do, please take a minute to subscribe or leave a thumbs up or leave a comment below or all three. So, moving on to today's content, I thought I would bring back a video that I did last year that was very well received. And actually, it was not my idea. I saw a video by Tiffany Solario, I believe, talking about craft items that she would not purchase again. I thought it was super helpful. And I thought I would bring similar content with items in my craft room that I would not purchase again. Some of them are the same items from last year because I still have them here and I'll have to work on that. And some of them are new additions that I had not included before. So without further explanation, I will talk a little bit about the items I would not purchase again. First one up are these finger daubers. I don't know if you've seen them around. They were popular maybe 2-3 years ago. I believe I saw some crafty YouTubers that I enjoy watching using them and praising their performance. And so I thought I'd give them a try. I found them on Amazon. They were not very pricey at all. So here's the idea. These are all color-coded little tiny brushes that can be used for ink blending. And the idea is to put them on your finger, dip them in ink, and use it on your project for small areas. So if you had a stencil and you only wanted to add ink to a small area, this would be ideal because it would not be such a large brush that you would risk getting ink where you didn't want it. And I thought it was a great idea. The YouTubers who I saw using this item did a great job. However, when I tried to use it, this finger dauber did not stay on my finger very easily. I couldn't figure out how to hold my fingers, how to contort them to make it stay on and still work the ink in a manageable way. So for this reason, I would not purchase this again if I had the chance. The other reason is because I did find an item that I like much better than these, and that item is the brushes. So these come in sets on Amazon. I'm sure there are plenty of other craft stores that have their own branded ones. These come in a pack of color-coded brushes. This one has 3 sizes per color. And, you know, if you color code anything, you've got me right there. And this is a small one, the size practically of the dauber. And then even smaller, you can see. And here is a tiny one. I have one set for my oxides. And these are ones that I just got for my inks. And I'm excited to use them. You can see I'm just going to pull one of my brushes that I typically use. So huge difference in the size. And if you are using a stencil and you need to get into a small space, these do the trick. So I would recommend these. I would not recommend these. If you're using those finger daubers and you love them, then please continue to use them. I am not here to tell you to substitute my opinion for yours. Your fingers may be a different size. You may have better dexterity. For me, didn't work out, wouldn't buy them again. Moving on gonna move to this item here. This is a big, huge bag of foam shapes. I've been crafting since 2007. I think it might have been the first year that I started crafting that I picked up this huge bag of foam shapes. And you know what? They're all different shapes. Some of them stack. You can pull them out and use them that way, or you can use them stacked, or this one has a center that pulls out. All different colors and sizes, and they were relatively inexpensive. I did use them. I bought them for a purpose, and that was to do some baby albums that I was working on at the time. However, my kids are grown and out of the house, and I haven't really needed to create a baby album in a very long time. I don't see much use for these. Perhaps maybe some children's cards. Maybe I need to remember that I have them. Hopefully someday, if I do have grandchildren, I'll pull them out again. But if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have chosen a smaller pack. And that's what I have to say about that. Next up, oh goodness, is something that I've had also probably since 2007 when I started crafting. And this item that I'm going to show you right now, it's still in its original packaging. Here you go. It's pretty big, so I'm not sure if you can see the whole thing, but I'll bet you know what it is. It's a 12 by 12 scoreboard. This one happens to be a Martha Stewart scoreboard, and I do enjoy a Martha Stewart scoreboard. I use my Martha Stewart scoreboard all the time. I am a card maker, and this is the size that I use all the time, and it works fine for me. I know most crafters are using Score Pal, I believe, is the one that I see pulled out most often, but I use this one. I think I bought this one and probably the large one right at the same time when I was thinking of moving all away from or adding to my scrapbooking and beginning card making. For the larger scoreboard, I really did think I would enjoy creating 3D objects, boxes, bags, little 3D items, little purses. I've seen tons of adorable things where you probably need a larger scoreboard. To this day, I have never done any of those projects, and I probably do not need that scoreboard. I'm not saying it's not a good scoreboard. It's probably a great scoreboard. I just don't use it. So this video is not about the items aren't good. This video is about am I using the item? Some items I'm not sure if it's user error that I can't get them to work the way I hoped, but many of them, the items are just not me. For example, this one, my next one, little pack of faceted gems. There is nothing wrong with these faceted gems. They, it's not as if they don't work or there's any user error involved. These are just an inexpensive pack of a variety of faceted gems. However, I found out faceted gems is not my jam. When I create a card, I rarely, if ever, I'm going to go to a faceted gem to use as my embellishments. You know, I much prefer enamel dots, or even more so the little clear dots that I recently picked up from Trinity Stamps. I find them more discreet and to my liking. This one is one of the ones I use quite often, Studio Katia. So I'll give you a little look at the difference. And these are pretty pricey. I'm sure there are some that that are less pricey and have the same effect, but these are the ones that I had found. So if you look at these, they're just clear, and I like the way they add a little something to my project without being so blingy. So these are the ones that I prefer. These are just clear drops from Studio Katia, and that's what I am more likely to use. I almost had sequins in this part also as well. However, I do like to throw a little sequin mix in my shaker cards. So, but not the faceted gems. So that's why I would not purchase the faceted gems again. Okay, another thing, also inexpensive, but I don't use them. Look at how cute these are. These are little colored paper clips, and I've seen lots of people make adorable projects with them. I'm not one of those people. So even though this is just a Dollar Tree item stored in an empty jar of food, I wouldn't pick them up again. You know, craft space is valuable real estate, but I will hold on to them, and maybe someday if I start doing junk journaling or creating projects where they could be useful, I'll find them handy. Right now, haven't touched them, and I've had them quite some time as well. Next up, I believe these were previously on my list, and these are the Nuvo drops. So first of all, check out that cute packaging. You know, they have the little gem top. They come in lots of cute colors, and they're adorable to display. But I don't use them. I don't use them. I wouldn't buy them again. And the reason for that is, first of all, I find them difficult for me to create those perfect little dots. And I have picked up some scrapbook.com pops of color. That's what they're called, pots of color. And I find those easier to work with. So when these came out, there were no pops of color, so I don't really blame myself for that. And I did try the pops of color even though I had these, and I like them better. So I would not pick these up again if I had the chance right now. Next up, I know that this one was on my list last time as well. This one is the enormous Tim Holtz trimmer, not to be confused with the trimmer he just recently came out with that kind of looks like this. I know he came out with a few trimmers, but this one I find to be too large, too cumbersome, too fussy. The handle comes off and stores in the back, but I never take it off because that's too annoying for me. Can't be bothered. And also in the back is the ruler. I know the newer one, it just pops out rather than having to put it together. But I will put this in so you can take a look and see. Because I find this ruler daunting. I'm going to show it to you upside down so it'll fit in the frame. But this ruler is just, I mean, very cumbersome. It's sort of, you have to take out a foot, and I don't see that it exactly lines up. It lines up okay, but I just find this whole trimmer too cumbersome, too awkward, too large. I have other trimmers that are much handier, and I never take this out. I believe that it probably will cut more items than my other trimmers that I go to, but this one, I just don't use it. I wouldn't buy it again. I would probably pass it along if somebody wanted it, but I wouldn't recommend this one. And Tim Holtz have come out with several newer trimmers, and crafters have had many reviews out on those, so I don't even know if he still makes this one anymore. This one may have been replaced by one of those because he came out with a slide, he came out with a rotary. I don't remember if he also came out with a large guillotine as well, but it's possible. Either way, I wouldn't buy this one again. I don't know if any of you have tried that, but it's not for me. There are other trimmers that I like way better. This one, Scribble sticks. So these are water-soluble crayons, and I love water-soluble crayons. I have a bunch of them, and one of the things that drew me to these is this set in particular. And the reason I was drawn to this set is because the colors were so different than everything else that I have. So if I grab a piece of scrap paper, maybe I can show you a little bit of what I mean, because the other packs of Scribble sticks have the more traditional colors that everybody is used to seeing, and I have those in other sets, but this one has sort of less ordinary colors. So let me see what this one says. This one is gilt. I think it's gold or some sort of gold, and you don't usually see that in water-soluble crayons. So this is what it looks like going down. It feels quite dry and scratchy to me, but still it's an unusual color. So I'm just going to grab a water brush, and what's supposed to happen with water-soluble crayons is they are supposed to liquefy, and this one does in fact liquefy. But what I want you to notice, even on this is just scrap paper, but you can still see the original marking, and I don't care for that. So I've been holding them still in my craft room because of the variety of colors, and I'm going to continue to try different paper. That was just like copy paper, but try different paper to see if I can't find the proper media to make this work. But eventually, if I can't, I'm gonna have to let it go. Okay, next up, I think this is number 10. I think this is the last one I have. And that is this pack of Ohuhu markers. So Ohuhu, if you're not familiar with them, are alcohol markers. I have a big pack of 120, and then I added the pastels. I think there were 20 something pastels. And then this one was advertised as grayscale. And I thought, oh, that is great. I will have extra grays. That'll be very useful. And this one I was drawn to because it had the same nibs as the other Ohuhus that I have in my collection. And the Ohuhus that I enjoy have a brush nib. So the brush nib is on this side. Here you can see. And I'll just show you how that is. So that's what the brush can do. And the other side is a fine tip nib. So there you can see, teeny tiny nib, gives you little marks. And those are the nib combinations that I enjoy. Ohuhu is a budget brand, no doubt. I don't have any problems with Ohuhu. However, what I learned a valuable lesson. I need to check what colors are included in these specialty packs, because what I found out is that I had all of these colors. So I'm kicking myself, but I will pass these along to someone who maybe is just starting out in alcohol markers and can make good use of them. So I don't know if that ever happened to you, but apparently I'm a big dummy, didn't check. Now I have an overabundance of some of the same colors, and I will pass that along to another crafter. So I hope you found this information useful. I hope you learned something. I learned something, especially with the Ohuhu markers. And I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you did, please leave a comment below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. All right. Thanks for visiting with me and stopping by my channel. Bye-bye, YouTube.